Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour. Alors, je ne vous vois pas. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello everyone.
Yeah. Bonjour.
Bonjour, bonjour Farshad. Alors, is Arda coming today?
I didn't talk with her about that.
Okay,
but
because I remember
yes,
she was here last Friday.
Yes,
Bonjour,
she
Harley.
was planning to come on Friday, yeah.
Okay. We shall see, on verra. Alors, Lakshmi, your video is not working. Pas encore.
Actually, yeah, my video is problem.
Ah, okay. D'accord. Okay. So did you all get the documents today that I sent? Farshad, you got yours? I know, Harley, you got those from Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, I got them.
Okay, great. Donc, Farshad, this is your first class. Enchanté. Enchanté. I'm writing enchanté. Nice to meet you. Je m'appelle Laura.
Yeah, okay.
Alors, Farshad, he's a friend of Arda's, who is another student who started last week, and she recommended you. She recommended him. Awesome. Okay, great. Donc, I'm going to télécharger. I'm going to upload my docs. Lakshmi, I saw you, I believe it was last Tuesday.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So, let's see. Okay. Donc, je m'appelle. I'm just going to upload all three. Et voilà, les exercices. OK. Donc, nous allons se focaliser sur je parle français, j'habite. D'accord? Donc, les deux structures, je parle et j'habite. D'accord. Do you all have your docs already on the screen?
Yes.
Great. Lakshmi, you as well?
Yes.
Great. OK. Donc, je parle français, j'habite à Paris. Je parle français, je parle anglais, je parle chinois et je parle italien. Je parle plus langues. La finale n'est pas prononcée. Donc, ce n'est pas je parlais, c'est je parle. D'accord? Donc, par exemple, je parle anglais et français. Farshad, vous parlez quelle langue? Oui. Donc, je parle quelle langue? Alors, uh-oh, I don't hear you. I think the sound.
No, I didn't say anything. I was just like
I'm
trying to
sorry.
see which
pardon.
doc. Yeah.
Ah, OK. Donc, c'est le premier doc, the first doc. Je parle français, j'habite à Paris. There's a big numéro 3
Yeah.
at the top. Oui. Donc, on va commencer par Harley. Harley, since you were here last time on Monday, vous parlez quelle langue?
Je parle anglais et espagnol.
Très bien. Donc, je parle anglais et espagnol. Très bien. Oh. Donc, j'écris dans la discussion. Et Lakshmi, vous parlez quelle langue?
Je parle anglais,
Mhm.
Tamil.
D'accord. How do you write that again?
Je parle anglais, Tamil.
Okay, how do I spell the second language that you said?
Tamil.
Is it
My first language is Tamil, second one English.
great?
So
Is
je
it
parle English and my first language is Tamil.
great? Is it Tamil?
Yeah,
D'accord.
Tamil.
Donc je parle anglais et tamil, d'accord?
Tamil.
Tamil, d'accord. Oui, mais en français, ça se prononce comme tamil en français. It's pronounced as tamil en français. Donc anglais, je parle, pas je parlais, je parle anglais et tamil, d'accord?
Okay. Je
Oui.
parle anglais, Tamil.
Oui, très
Tamil.
bien. Cool. Et Farshad, vous parlez quelle langue, s'il vous plaît?
Je parle anglais et persan.
Oui, et persan, d'accord?
Persan, yeah.
D'accord. C'est persan ou farsi? Pardon?
I don't understand.
Ah, okay, yeah. Is it called Persian or Farsi?
It's both, so I don't know which one
Yeah,
to
which
go
one do you
with.
choose? Oui. Ok, moi je vais chercher sur Internet. Alors, ok. Mhm, mhm. D'accord, ok. D'accord. Ok, cool. Donc les deux, c'est persan.
Persan.
Persan, ok. Très bien, ok. Cool, donc je parle persan et anglais, bien sûr. Je parle persan et ça veut dire and et it's just a small word et et anglais. Et maintenant français, and now French. Donc vous pouvez écrire ça. Okay. I'm just writing attendance down.
Can you please type in the chat and now French?
Ah oui. Et maintenant, le français. So the structure, when we say I speak a language, we drop the article le, but if we say et maintenant le français, that would be more correct, plus correct. Et maintenant le français. Et maintenant français. Et maintenant le français.
And is the word maintenant for now I am doing something as well? Or is it just for this context?
Just for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could say like maintenant nous allons, now we're going to.
Okay, perfect.
Et, ça veut dire and, that means. Ça veut dire means that means. For les nouveaux étudiants, ça veut dire, that's the structure to say, well, it specifically means, it individually means that would like, that wants to say, but the equivalence is that means. And so this weekend, I'm going to create a short quiz on the words that we've learned during today's class, during this week's class. I know I mentioned that to you, Harley, on Monday. I just wanted to wait until everybody had their chance of having a class this week before I send out the little quiz before we begin the next lesson on Monday. Today, it's true, we're probably not going to get, I planned for 5, but it's best to always plan for more than less. So I've planned for about 5 documents, but we're probably going to get to just maybe 3, maybe 4 today, like we did on Monday. And so I'll just be quizzing on the information that we've gone over today, just to, reinforce it over the weekend. before we move on to the next stuff. And then I've planned, after some thought this last week, that after a few, each weekend there'll be a tiny quiz, maybe 5 to 10 questions. For example, how do I say in French, I live in, I'll pick some cities that you all live in. Oh, I live in Brussels, for example. Like, how do I say that? J'habite à Bruxelles, par exemple. How do I say I speak French? Je parle français, for example. Just the direct, the specific structures that we've learned and certain vocab that we've talked about in classes. So it's not going to be any surprises or anything like that. And then, so I've planned that after a few weeks, maybe at the 5th week, do a quiz that's a bit longer, and they'll all be done on Google Forms. That way each person has their own moment to have evaluation done. And then I was thinking of on the 9th week doing the another accumulation of what we've learned between weeks 6 and 9. And that way during the 10th class we'll just discuss things. D'accord? That way we'll just use the language that we've learned over the last 9 weeks. And so Fasha, what we did last week was just introductions, just met one another. I found out where everyone lives. And we also went over the, the alphabet. We talked about nasal sounds, but all of these things will come up in the weeks to come. But I can also send you, did you already receive, Farshad, the alphabet video that I sent everyone last week?
No, but I received the YouTube channel, which, I'll check that later on then.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so that one is just pretty much, I know it sounds elementary, but it's just the pronunciation of the letters, because sometimes I will prefer to pronounce words or pronounce letters in French. Like, for example, I'll say le E à la fin, but I'll also say the English afterwards, the E at the end, for example. So it's good to watch that video as well, if you have a moment this weekend. Okay. Cool. Ok, très bien. Donc, j'habite, nouvelle structure, new structure, j'habite à Paris, j'habite à Londres. Donc, c'est j'habite plus résidence. When I say donc, that means so, just for information. Pour info, donc j'habite à Paris, j'habite à Londres. Pour moi, j'habite à Jersey City. Je vais juste dire, j'habite à New York City, par exemple. Alors, Arlie, vous habitez à Bruxelles, c'est ça?
Oui.
Ok, très bien. Lakshmi, vous habitez où?
Yeah.
Vous habitez à Bruxelles aussi?
Sorry, tell me once again.
Oui. Donc, alors, before asking you that question, I'm going to go down to the question section. Do you see that right below the images? Question, réponse. Alors, en fait, here, I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
Let's see, desktop. Okay. Alors, okay. Donc, j'habite, alors, I'm going to just spread this out. Okay. Donc, j'habite à plus résidence, question-réponse. Par exemple, ma question, c'est, my question is, vous habitez où? Où, ça veut dire, où means where.
Okay.
Où, ça veut dire where. Donc, vous habitez où? Par exemple, j'habite à Paris. D'accord? Donc, vous habitez où, Lakshmi?
J'habite à Bruxelles.
Oui, ok. Pardon, vous avez dit, vous pouvez répéter? Can you
Sorry.
repeat that?
J'habite Bruxelles.
Oui, donc j'habite à
Bruxelles, ok. J'habite
Bruxelles.
à Bruxelles.
Oui, très bien. Donc vous, ça veut dire, that means you. Vous, ça
Okay.
veut dire you. Oui.
Okay.
So in French, there are 2 types of you. There's vous habitez où, which for 2 reasons I would use that word. One is if I'm talking to one person and it's a formal exchange, someone I someone who's not a family member or like a personal friend. That way the French, they're known to be a very like polite communication exchangers. So vous is the formal you, just to, stay on this, bon. And another reason why I would use vous is to talk to several people at once. So sometimes I'll use vous to talk to you all at once. Sometimes I'll use vous if I'm just speaking to you individually. D'accord?
Okay.
Donc, yeah, so this is the question. So it means literally, vous habitez où? You live where? So there are a couple of ways to ask where someone lives in French. In English, we would say, where do you live? Or you can say, oh, you live where? So this is just that kind of variation of you live where? Donc, vous habitez où? So that's one way to ask where someone lives. There's another way, où est-ce que vous habitez? But this is a very common one, and it's very simple because it's similar to English as well. Because you can sometimes say, oh, you live where? But
Okay,
normally it's
how can I pronounce Brussels in
Pardon?
French? How can I pronounce in Brussels in French?
So the first pronunciation of Brussels that I've heard about is Bruxelles, but then there were also some other students who pronounced it as in Bruxelles. So I'm going to do Bruxelles because I believe that's what most French people say. Bruxelles.
Okay. Brussels.
Oui, Bruxelles. Donc,
Bruxelles. Yes is silent, right?
Pardon?
Yes is silent. Bruxelles. Not
exact.
Bruxelles, right?
Bruxelles.
Okay.
Oui. Yeah, so we don't pronounce the S because most consonants, especially S's, don't get pronounced at the end of words.
Okay.
Donc, Bruxelles. OK. Donc, d'autres questions? Oh, pardon. Farshad, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Louvain.
Ah,
Oui, yeah.
ça c'est où? C'est en Belgique?
Yeah, en Belgique. I'll switch to English. It's 15 minutes from Brussels, so yeah.
Okay. Ah, très bien. OK. How do I write that?
L-O-U
L-O-U
V-A-I-N.
Louvain. Ah, d'accord. OK.
Yeah, oui.
Louvain, Belgique. OK. Cool. OK. D'autres questions. J'habite personnellement à Jersey City. J'habite dans un immeuble et j'habite au 3e étage. D'accord? Donc, dans, ça veut dire in. Au, ça veut dire au, ça veut dire at the, literally, but the English equivalent of au 3e étage, ça veut dire on the 3rd floor. D'accord? Donc, au 3e étage, ça veut dire on or at the 3rd floor. D'accord? Donc, un immeuble, ça veut dire a building. Pardon. So some people live dans une maison, in a house, dans une maison, mais d'autres personnes, other people live in a building, apartment building. Donc, moi, j'habite à Jersey City. J'habite dans un immeuble et j'habite au 2e étage. So last week, we did go over numbers. I believe, perhaps we didn't. Par exemple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, but when we say, for example, first, second, third, we add in French an EM. D'accord? For second, third.
Quatrième, right?
Oui, quatrième. That would be 4th.
Okay.
Donc, Arlé, vous habitez dans quel bâtiment? Dans une maison ou dans un immeuble?
J'habite dans un immeuble.
Très bien. Et vous habitez sur quel étage, s'il vous plaît?
J'habite au troisième étage.
Très bien, oui. Alors, Lakshmi, vous habitez dans quel bâtiment? Dans un immeuble ou dans une maison?
Sorry, tell me once again. I couldn't understand.
Pardon?
Once again. Tell me once again.
Okay. Do you want me to repeat myself?
Yes.
Okay. Vous habitez dans une maison ou dans un immeuble? Donc, I'm going to write it. Vous habitez dans une maison ou dans une ou dans un immeuble.
That means go
Un
down
immeuble.
and immobile.
Un immeuble, c'est
Building, yes.
building.
Who's habitation? In Brussels ever
Okay. So in a house or a building?
building. Maison.
Okay. Building or
Jabite
house?
Maison. Jabite Maison.
In a house.
Yeah.
Okay, d'accord. Donc, how do you say I live in a house?
Sorry.
How do we say I live in a house in French?
Maison.
D'accord. Donc, how do we say I live?
Sorry. How do you say?
How do I say in French I live?
No idea.
Okay. So, what does j'habite à Paris? What does that mean?
Jabit.
Oui. What is the sentence j'habite
Paris.
à Paris?
Yeah, I'm living there.
I
Paris.
live in Paris.
Yeah. Live. Okay. Habite. Jabite.
J'habite.
Yeah. Jabit.
Oui. Donc,
Yeah.
how do we
Jabite
say
Maison.
j'habite? Très bien. Donc,
Yeah.
j'habite
Yes.
dans
J'habite.
une maison.
Okay.
Yeah. So, dans, ça veut dire in.
Habite.
Une, that means a
Maison.
maison house.
Okay.
D'accord. Et quel étage? Which floor? Deuxième étage, troisième étage? Well, bon, it's a house, so I'm assuming it's the second floor, correct?
For me?
Yes. Just to
Jabit
use
ground floor. Ground
Pardon?
etage.
ground floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Etage.
Okay. Donc, the ground floor is a little particular in French. It's rez-de-chaussée. Alors, rez-de-chaussée. So in America, we have, or in the US, we have a ground floor and then second floor. Like ground floor is usually the first floor. It's the ground floor, or we can call it the first floor. And the next level up is the second floor. So the ground floor is equal to the first floor, but in France, it's rez-de-chaussée, which is ground level, and then the first floor up is first floor. Donc,
Okay.
j'habite au
First etage.
rez-de-chaussée.
Sorry.
Do you live on the ground floor or the next floor upstairs?
Ground floor. Ground floor.
D'accord. Donc, that would be j'habite au rez-de-chaussée.
Rez-de-chaussée. Okay. Jabit au
Rez-de-chaussée. Lakshmi, I have a question. Do you see the chat on the
Yes.
screen? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
D'accord. OK. Donc, j'habite au rez-de-chaussée.
Jabit au rez-de-chaussée.
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 Oui. Très
Okay.
bien. Cool. Et Farshad, vous habitez dans quel bâtiment et sur quel étage?
J'habite dans un immeuble.
Mhm.
J'habite à 11e étage.
OK. Au
Yeah.
11e, à l'11e.
Yeah.
Très bien. Donc, j'habite dans un immeuble et j'habite au 11e étage. D'accord. Et 11 is spelled as this, 11, but when it's 11e, it's 11e étage, 11th, 11e. J'habite au 10e, au 11e, au 12e, 12th, 3rd, 13th, 14th, au 4e étage, 40, bon, etc. Okay, très bien. D'accord. So these structures will definitely be on the little quiz. Alors, OK. Donc, je plus A, E, I, O, U, H. We drop the E, the I, d'accord, and put an apostrophe and make je habite. We shorten it and turn it into j'habite. D'accord? So when the word je, which is I, when it's followed by a word that begins with either A, E, I, O, U, or H, d'accord? It turns into J apostrophe. J apostrophe. D'accord? Okay. Cool. Okay.
Excuse me.
Oui.
Can I please ask you to pronunciate the word immeuble again, please?
Immeuble. Immeuble. Immeuble.
Are you
Merci.
elongating the beginning of the word because there are two M's? Like, would it sound different if there was one M?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just immeuble, just two syllables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was one M, it would probably be immeuble, like the EM. I think I touched on that a little bit last week, like the nasal sounds where it's IM, UM, AN, EN, ON. Sometimes, usually when we see these types of combinations, but with just one M, so I guess I'll answer your question differently. If there was one M, it would most likely be spelled, but this word doesn't exist. It would be pronounced as immeuble. Immeuble. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not immeuble, but immeuble.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. The EU, the EU, the sound of that is like a immeuble. Farshad, is that okay?
Yeah, merci. Yeah.
Okay.
Oui.
Je vous en prie. Très bien. Ok, cool. Alors, prochain document. Pardon. Alors. Ah, ok, c'est déjà ici. It's already here. Alors, je m'appelle James. Ok. Donc, toujours l'identité. Pardon. Ok. Donc, l'identité, je m'appelle plus prénom, plus nom. D'accord? Donc, par exemple, je m'appelle Laura White. So this is just to differentiate between the words prénom, which is first name, et nom, ça veut dire last name. D'accord? Donc, mon prénom, c'est Laura. Mon prénom est Laura. Alors, pardon. Et mon nom est White, par exemple. Donc, Laura White. D'accord? OK. Donc, je m'appelle, OK. Alors, prochaine leçon, la nationalité et la profession. Je m'appelle Jules, je suis français et je suis professeur et vous. So you will all get your chance to say all three of these in just a moment, but I'm just bypassing the first je m'appelle. Donc, je m'appelle Jules, ça c'est cette personne, cet homme. Je m'appelle Jules, je suis français, je suis professeur et vous. Donc, et vous, ça veut dire and you. D'accord? Je suis professeur. Je m'appelle Bao, je suis chinois et je suis étudiant. Étudiant, d'accord? Donc, c'est je suis plus nationalité et plus profession. Je vais écrire ça. Plus nationalité, plus profession. D'accord? Donc, par exemple, moi, je m'appelle Laura, je suis américaine, je suis professeur et vous. D'accord? Donc, par exemple, alors, so think of your job titles. D'accord? Tout le monde ou l'industrie. D'accord. Par exemple, l'autre jour, j'avais analyste, un analyst. J'avais politician même, politique. Je suis politique. Je suis scientifique. I had a scientist in the other class, or someone who works in human resources, donc responsable des ressources humaines. Alors, and if you don't know how to say your job in French, no problemo. Alors, Farshad, quelle est votre profession, s'il vous plaît?
Mon profession, je suis analyste.
Okay,
Je
another
suis-
analyst. D'accord, ok. Harley, quelle est votre profession, encore une fois?
Je suis professeur.
D'accord, oui, c'est vrai. Ok, Lakshmi, quelle est votre profession, s'il vous plaît?
Je suis homemaker.
Pardon?
Homemaker.
What is it again? I'm sorry.
Homemaker.
Homemaker,
Je
ok.
suis homemaker.
Très bien, donc femme au foyer.
Femme
Homemaker.
au foyer.
Femme au foyer, oui.
Foyer. OK.
Mhm.
Je suis femme au foyer.
Très bien, ok. Donc, so let's just do these first three. We'll do je m'appelle, je suis plus nationalité, et après, je suis profession. D'accord? Harley, since you were here last time, would you like to start, please?
Okay. Je m'appelle Arle. Je suis australienne.
Mhm.
Je suis professeur.
Très bien. Donc, je m'appelle Harley, ok. Je suis australienne et je suis professeur. Sometimes you can add an E at the end. Sometimes it's fine. Like for médecin, for example, doctor. Bon, no, that never takes an E at the end. Professeur, it's a little particular. Normally we just professeur, no female differentiation. D'accord. Et alors, et Farshad, s'il vous plaît, new student, les 3 phrases, s'il vous plaît.
Trois phrases.
3 sentences, sorry. Je
Oh, okay,
m'appelle,
yeah.
je suis, et je suis.
Je m'appelle Farshad. Je suis iranienne. Je suis analyste.
Très bien. Donc, je suis iranien. Now, if, alors, I'm going to just use I'm going to say your sister. I don't know if you have one. Ma sœur est iranienne. D'accord? So, your nationality ends just like mine. Well, no, not like mine. But like Harley's, it's E-E-N at the end. And so like Indian, by example, Indien, that becomes indienne. Australien becomes australienne. So it's E-E-N-N-E pour les femmes. D'accord? Or for things that are Iranian things, for example, what would be a female thing that's Iran? What is it? Okay, an Iranian bookstore. Une librairie iranienne, par exemple. D'accord? So profession, bon, we'll go over adjectives later. But okay, cool. Donc iranien, that's for men. Iranienne for women. Australien for Australian man. Australienne, woman. For me, américain, it's A-I-N. A-I-N, I just add an E à la fin. Américain, américaine. Alors, Lakshmi, je m'appelle, je suis et je suis, s'il vous plaît.
Okay. Je m'appelle Ramalakshmi. Je suis indienne. Je suis femme au foyer.
Oui,
Foyer.
oui. Femme au foyer.
Femme foyer.
Oui, femme au foyer. Foyer is like uh like a kind of like a large room, kind of like we call it le foyer is like the meeting room, or it can mean, home or residence, but it can also mean like if you stay in a hostel, the foyer is kind of like the room where everybody meets.
Okay.
I guess they call. Oh, ok, cool. Ok, très bien. Donc, prochain document. Alors, les activités. D'accord. Très bien. Okay, so here are some other examples. I'm going to put the chat down here, covering myself. Okay, donc continuez les présentations selon le modèle. Donc continuer, ça veut dire continue. Selon, ça veut dire according to the model. D'accord? Donc, il est français, il est américain et il est russe. Donc, français, Delon, Marc, journaliste. Américain, Dixon, ça c'est son nom, mais son prénom c'est John et sa profession est médecin. La troisième personne, third person, russe, nom Bronsky, prénom Igor, profession dentiste. Donc, par exemple, je m'appelle Marc Delon, je suis français et je suis journaliste. D'accord? So just to notice, professions doesn't take, as we say in English, I'm a journalist, I'm a doctor, I'm a dentist. Et puis, je suis journaliste, donc je suis analyste, je suis femme au foyer et je suis professeur. D'accord? Donc, américain. Alors, Lakshmi, s'il vous plaît, est-ce que vous pouvez faire numéro 2, s'il vous plaît?
Yes. Je m'appelle Ramalashmi. Pronom John.
Oui. Donc, je m'appelle John.
Pronom Ramalashmi. No, Adavan. Profession, right?
Profession.
Profession. Femme fuir.
Très bien. Pour cette personne, for this man right here.
Medicine.
So can you do this, these 3 sentences for this
Okay.
person's profile?
Yeah.
Oui.
Sorry.
Pas de problème.
Je m'appelle John.
Oui.
Je suis Dixon.
Je suis, alors, non. What
Je
is
suis
non?
medicine.
Oui. So, Lakshmi, what is non? The
No.
word
No miss, no miss last name.
Exact. Oui.
Yes.
Très bien, yeah. Donc, je m'appelle John Dixon. Ou Jean Dixon.
Okay.
Oui.
Dixon. Yeah, je suis Dixon. Sorry, medicine. Je suis medicine.
Oui. How do we say I am American for a male?
Oh, je suis American.
Oui, je suis américain.
Yeah,
Très bien.
American.
Et je suis médecin.
Je suis médecin. Yeah.
Médecin, oui.
I will try again.
OK.
Yeah, je m'appelle John. Je suis America. Je suis médecin.
Oui, très bien.
Yeah.
Absolument. Cool. Donc, médecin, we can pronounce it as médecin, like, accentuating the E, le E, or we can say médecin. So
Médecin.
usually French people say médecin. They just cut the E and just do D to C, médecin. Je vais voir mon médecin. I'm going to see my doctor. Where is your doctor? Où est ton médecin, par exemple? Or we can also say médecin. Où est le médecin? But it feels better if it's more commonly pronounced as médecin, where the E is just cut. Mais bon, OK, cool. Donc, pour cette troisième personne, Farshad, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah. Je m'appelle Igor Poronsky. Je suis russe. Je suis dentiste.
Oui, je suis dentiste.
Dentiste.
Oui. Donc, russe, the nationality Russian in French, russe, is the same for women and men because by default, it already comes with an E à la fin, with an E at the end. D'accord? Par contre, as opposed to français, on ajoute un E. For française, we add an E for française, for a female. Et américain, that becomes américaine avec un E. D'accord? But since we have russe already with an E, it's russe pour homme et femme. D'accord? And there's no real reasoning behind it. C'est juste comme ça. Perhaps in the past there was a reason, mais bon. I would say it probably just is weird to put Russ, R-U-S-S. Just like that feels a little incomplete just by looking at it, or, just by looking at it. Bon, Russ feels better with an E à la fin. Especially because we don't pronounce the S at the end of a consonant. That's probably why, actually, because normally S's aren't pronounced at the end of words. So I guess they add an E to pronounce the S. But by nature, we've added an E, so that means it's already there. So we can't add an extra E, because then that would be Russie. Bon, okay, cool, okay. Donc, complétez les présentations, complete the presentations. Par exemple, je m'appelle Max. Alors, we have a man here. Donc, Farshad, est-ce que vous pouvez être Max, s'il vous plaît?
Okay. Should I? Okay, yeah. Bonjour, je m'appelle Max. Je suis français. Je suis étudiant.
Oui, exactement. So, not pronouncing the T at the end. Je suis étudiant. Oui. Alors, Harley, you were already here. I'm going to give Lakshmi this one. Lakshmi, est-ce que vous pouvez faire la présentation de Lola, s'il vous plaît?
Lola means?
Pardon?
Lola means Lola.
Oui, pour la personne, for the woman whose name is Lola. So if we just copy this one, go here, this one here.
Je m'appelle Lola. Je suis français. Je suis étudiante.
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 Oui. Yeah, so this one is a little trick that they've just played. Donc we have français, and here, pour la femme, for the woman, we have française. So we've added an E à la fin. So the pronunciation is français, française. Étudiant, étudiante.
Okay. Étudiante.
Étudiante, oui. Française, étudiante. Américaine, étudiante. Australienne, étudiante. Indienne, étudiante. Très bien. OK, cool. Prochain document. Alors, donc ça, c'est fait. Alors, je vais arrêter. I'm just going to stop the share just for a moment. Alors, trouver mon document. I'm just going to find my other doc. Alors, A1, deuxième semaine. Je m'appelle, ça c'est bon, présentation. OK, cool. Donc, alors, OK. Partage. Encore une fois, OK. Donc, la présentation. OK. OK. Donc, ça, c'est ce document. This document is to just pretty much, the only difference here is just asking someone about their profession and someone saying, yes, I am, or no, I am not. D'accord? Donc, vous êtes japonais. Oui, je suis japonais. Vous êtes médecin? Oui, pardon, non, je suis chimiste. D'accord? Donc, un peu plus de vocabulaire, just a little bit more vocabulary. Pardon. Oups, où est ma discussion? Alors, discuter, oups, mince. Alors, where is the discussion? Pardon.
What is the chemist medicine?
Pardon?
Use it, right side one. Use it, medicine. Non, je suis chimiste. That means.
Oui, donc chimiste, ça veut dire chemist.
Sorry?
Chemist.
Chemist, okay.
Oui, OK, cool. Donc, vous êtes japonais? Oui, je suis japonais. So, yes, I am Japanese. Vous êtes médecin? Non, je suis chimiste. D'accord? Donc, I'm going to ask each person here, are you something? And you're going to say, I'm going to ask you your nationality. D'accord? And you're going to respond, yes, I am XYZ. D'accord? Donc, Arlé, vous êtes japonaise?
Non, je suis australienne.
Très bien. Alors, Farshad, vous êtes anglais?
Non, je suis iranienne.
D'accord. Lakshmi, vous êtes américaine?
No, je suis Indian.
Très bien. Alors, Lakshmi, vous êtes belge?
Sorry.
Vous êtes belge? Does anyone here know what belge means?
No.
Belgian.
Belgian.
Belgian. Alors, et voilà, there it is. I always forget where the chat is. Here we go. Donc, belge. Vous êtes belge? Ça veut dire, are you Belgian?
No, je suis Indian.
Oh, did I just send this directly to Farshad only? Harley, did you see vous
Oui,
êtes belge?
yeah.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Oh my.
Yep.
Tout le monde, pardon. Alors, je vais juste copier cette question, copy this question. Vous êtes belge, à tout le monde, pardon. Sorry about that. I'm a little new to the Zoom professional account. D'accord, donc vous êtes belge. Alors, merci Atelier du français. Alors,
Yes,
ok.
hello.
Oh oui, donc alors, Lakshmi, est-ce que vous êtes belge?
No, je suis Indian.
Très bien. Lakshmi, vous êtes professeur?
Vous êtes professeur. Okay. Je suis femme. Oui. Sorry, foyer.
Oui, femme au foyer. I know you have the least convenient profession because it's 3 words. Instead of us, it's just one. Donc, femme au foyer. I wish there was just
Foyer.
au
Okay.
foyer. I know, and it's all these weird foyer, femme. Donc, femme au foyer. It's 3 vowel movements. Alors, donc non, je suis femme au foyer. Alors, Harley, vous êtes médecin?
No, je suis professeur.
Très bien, cool, okay. Donc ici, here it's just to reinforce the fact that in English there's and I'm sure in other languages that I'm not aware of, sometimes there is an article. Donc je suis un médecin, I'm a doctor, seems very logical, but in French it's non, c'est je suis médecin. D'accord, je suis chimiste. Encore une fois, once again, chimiste, ça veut dire chemist. D'accord, donc chimiste, chemist. Did I spell that correctly in English? I hope so.
Yeah.
Bon. Oh, merci. D'accord. And here, vous êtes, pardon, vous êtes, this is just to show you that there's a liaison, une liaison, which means liaison is the sound of the Z, the Z, between 2 words where the first one ends with an S and the next one begins with a vowel. D'accord? Donc, par exemple, oui. Lakshmi, would you like to pronounce vous êtes?
Vous êtes.
Oui, vous êtes. Vous êtes. So we use vous êtes for questions and also for just regular statements. Vous êtes, oh, you are a teacher. Not a question, vous êtes professeur. Or a question, vous êtes professeur. So the only difference would be a question intonation and the down confirmation intonation. D'accord. Okay, cool. Alors, prochain document. We are just flying through these. Alors, vous êtes où? Présentation activité. Alors, okay. Alors, you know what? I think we're okay with these. I'd like to scooch on by to this one. Alors, tout d'abord, je vais ajouter ça. Description avec activité. So you all have, pardon, you all have a copy of this in the discussion if you'd like to download it. This one is description. Actually, I think you already have this one that I sent via email.
Yes,
Correct?
I do
Great.
have it. I
Oh,
don't know about the
lovely.
others.
Yeah, I think I sent it to Harley as well. Lakshmi, did you receive this one?
Yes.
Oh, génial. Très bien. Okay, great.
No,
Now this is the
it's not open for me. Yeah, it's opened.
Does it? Okay, great. This one is the only one where I accidentally, but I kind of like it, uploaded them both together as one file. Bon, okay, anywho, Pardon. Alors, donc, il est grand, elle est grande. Alors, je vais élargir. I'm gonna spread open my page. Alors, donc ça, c'est bon. OK, Google Chrome, it's hide you. Google Chrome, you're in the way. Bon, il est grand, elle est grande. D'accord? Donc, la description, Max est étudiant. As we saw before, Léa est étudiante. Léa est étudiante. Il est anglais. Il est grand. Ça veut dire tall. Il est grand. Il est blond. D'accord? Donc, il a des cheveux blonds. Il est jeune. D'accord? Il est... c'est un étudiant jeune. D'accord? He's young. So, just a reminder, anglais, ça veut dire English or British. Not sure how they prefer. English. Grand, ça veut dire tall. Blond, bon, blond, that's a given. Blonde. Et jeune, ça veut dire young. D'accord? Et jeune is another example, just like journaliste, par exemple, or dentiste that we saw that already comes with an E à la fin. D'accord? Otherwise, Harley, thank you for bringing this up. If there was no E at the end, or, well, that was in a different context, but bon, if it was just Jean sans E, that wouldn't make sense. So, incorrect. I'm just going to write Jean, it wouldn't be correct. So they add the E so that we can pronounce the consonant at the end, jeune. D'accord? OK, cool. Donc, Max est étudiant. Alors, Lakshmi, est-ce que vous pouvez lire ces cinq phrases sur Max? Vous pouvez répéter ces phrases, s'il vous plaît?
Il est anglais.
Mm-hmm.
Il est, what is that? Grand.
Grand.
Grand. Il est grand. Il est blond.
Jeune.
Jeune. OK. Il est jeune.
Jeune, oui. Très bien. Donc, everybody, can we all repeat after me, s'il vous plaît? That way I don't single you out individually. Il est anglais.
Il est anglais.
Anglais.
Très bien.
Anglais.
Très bien. Or I can do the liaison. I'm just being very specific for each word being pronounced as such. But if I were just saying it straight, more casually, I would say, il est anglais.
Il est anglais.
Très bien. Répétez. Très bien. Il est grand.
Il est grand.
Oui, il est grand. So here we have, I hear the GR, and then we have on, and that's when I stop for the male grand. The AN is an example of a nasal sound. So it's not grand, but yeah, it is kind of uncomfortable at first, but grand. And there's the R sound and then the on, which is a nasal sound. So it's grand. As opposed to female be grande. That one's easier because at least your tongue stops somewhere. It has somewhere to go. Grande. D'accord. But bon, il est grand. Next, il est blanc. Répétez, il est blanc.
Il est
Il
blanc.
est blanc.
Oui, Lakshmi, il est blanc.
Il est blanc.
Yeah, so same principle here. Grand, blanc. You have the bleu sound, and then there's the on, which is another nasal sound. So an and on, when it's combined, an, on, for the most part in the French language, when you see these, they're going to be a nasal sound, but different ones. It's on versus on. D'accord, donc blond, blond, grand, on, donc blond. It really stops at the blond, as opposed to for the female, it's blonde. So it's easier because you can hear the N
In
sound.
B is we can pronounce in French B, right?
Which one, pardon?
B, blanc.
We pronounce the B because it's at the start of the word. But if the B was at the end of the word, we most likely wouldn't pronounce it. So just like here, we see the D is at the end, so we don't pronounce the D, ou le S, ou le T. So the T, S, D, and D, don't pronounce them. Yeah, as opposed to the female version is a little bit different. Donc, il est blond. And lastly, il est jeune. Répétez, il est jeune.
Il est
Il
jaune.
est jaune.
Oui, il est jeune. D'accord. Alors, Léa est étudiante, or I would say more casually, Léa est étudiante. Répétez, Léa est étudiante.
Léa est étudiante.
Étudiante.
Farshad, Léa est étudiante.
Les
Léa
étudiants.
étudiante.
Oh, étudiante. Yeah.
Oui, Léa est étudiante.
Les étudiantes.
Oui, so we have two, Léa est étudiante. Léa is a student, is student. Léa est étudiante. I know it's a little bit different because you're doing two short vowels, one after another, but you'll get used to it. E, which is the sound of e. So just like it is, you are hearing what you're supposed to say. So this sound of the word is e, which is the same sound that the word étudiante begins with. So we have this, the e, it's the same as e, which is the same as Léa. So Léa est étudiante. If that makes sense. Léa est étudiante. So the word est, which means is pronounced as e, which is the same sound that the word étudiante begins with. Yeah, so it feels like you're just putting one vowel sound in the air, and there's not much. It feels at first kind of destabilizing, but you'll get used to it once you continue pronouncing words as such. Léa est étudiante or est étudiante, but I'll just worry about the liaison later. So we can just focus on this. Alors, tout le monde, everybody, répétez, Léa est étudiante.
Léa est étudiante.
Très bien. Répétez, Léa est anglaise.
Léa est
anglaise.
anglaise.
Oui, elle est grande.
Elle
Elle
est
est
grande.
Oui, elle est blonde.
Elle est blonde.
Elle est jeune.
Elle est
Elle est
jaune.
jaune.
Oui, jeune.
Jaune.
Pas zone, jeune.
Jaune.
Oui, très bien. Excellent. Alors, OK. Donc, encore une fois, Farshad, est-ce que vous pouvez lire le paragraphe sur Max?
OK. Max est étudiant. Il est anglais. Il est grand. Il est blond. Il est jaune.
Très bien. Absolument. Et Arlie, s'il vous plaît, le paragraphe sur Léa.
Léa est étudiante. Elle est anglaise. Elle est grande. Elle est blonde. Elle est jeune.
Oui, absolument. Très bien. OK, nous avons 2 minutes. OK. Alors, OK, here are some other vocab words. Marié, I'm just going to write them before we see them. Marié, italien, italienne. OK, cool. Italien is just like australien. You add an E-N-N-E for the feminine. Marié, ça veut dire married, pardon. Marié, ça veut dire, that means married. Now we add an E à la fin pour la femme, for female, d'accord, pour le féminin. Alors, OK, cool. Donc, moi, je vais lire. Il est étudiant, il est grand, il est marié, il est jeune. Il, just for information, ça veut dire he. D'accord? Elle, ça veut dire she. D'accord? Donc, il, Max, elle, Léa, il est étudiant, il est grand, il est marié, il est jeune. D'accord, donc, so he's a young student and he's married already. Well, a lot of the French, I noticed, they do actually marry a bit younger than at least American people, I notice. Bon, OK, cool. Elle est étudiante, elle est grande, elle est mariée, elle est jeune. Alors, wow, it's already time. Alors, so we'll continue this next week, and then we'll move on to the next topic. I saved the chat, the discussion that we've done, and I'll send it to you. That way you have all of the notes. Enregistré, save that. Alors, so I can send that to you after class. Well, in 2 hours, because I have another class and another class right after this. And then I will send you all the questions for the weekend just to prepare for next week, d'accord? So a little, you know, un petit quiz, a little quiz of what we went over today. For example, I may not have Marie since we really didn't work on it too much, but you know, grand talk. Okay, I know. So they're already here for the next class. Bon, if you have any questions, please let me know and I will see you next week. D'accord? Donc à la semaine prochaine. Bon week-end. Have a great weekend. Et merci. Okay, au revoir.
Thank you very much.
weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a
so
nice
much.
Au
weekend.
revoir. Merci. À vous aussi. Au revoir. Alors, pardon. Bye.